Henry, thank you so much for joining us. How was Washington? How was the World Cup draw? That day was a very interesting day. Ghanaians were eager to see where we would be placed. We finally got an interesting group. But how was everything from your perspective? How it came together, the event, the atmosphere? How was it like there, just observing proceedings, in Washington?
Okay, thank you, Nathan. I think FIFA put together a very world-class event. They found a way to put all the qualified countries at the same hotel.
Wow.
Yeah, so all of us were at the Capital Hilton Hotel in Washington. And one other beautiful thing they did was to ensure that all the teams in the playoffs also attended the draw.
Oh.
So I was on the same flight with our colleagues from Wales. I also saw the guys from DR Congo, and then the other guys from I think the Oceania. They also have one other team. That will be so we were actually on the same flight. We ended up moving together. We arrived together. We were on the same bus from the airport to the hotel. The morning of the draw was very exciting. They ensured, or they found a way to bring all of us together, in the lobby. On the morning, we had breakfast together. There was a lot of noise, seeing the coaches, the administrators, the team officials, and then also, of course, our colleague journalists, all together, trying to exchange ideas, cross-fertilize ideas, and then, in anticipation for what would happen later in the day. So we stayed in the hotel lobby for about 2 hours in the morning, and then we went through a bubble through security check, and then they provided buses at the back of the hotel. So we all went through the various security protocols. We jumped onto the bus, and then they put us at the event center, and also at the event center another security protocols, because the president of the Republic of the Federal Republic of America was going to be in attendance. We also had the Prime Minister of Canada, and then the President of Mexico also in attendance. So security was quite tight. Then when we arrived at the event center, I needed to go through some media engagement with the head coach. Then from there we took our wristbands. They had already given us access codes, so you have to go through that area, final point of entry, and then we got to the auditorium. And I think the event was world class, organized in the American way, with entertainment and football. I like the way Gianni Infantino brought on stage the three heads of states, including Donald Trump himself, and his speech was also very good, giving assurance to the world that the United States of America would ensure that everything goes according to plan. They had put a lot of money into the competition. Investment had gone very, very high. Preparations were already underway, started 3 years ago, and then with just a few months to the tournament, they were ready to host the competition. Same for Canada, same for Mexico, but the Mexicans were actually looking forward to being the first country to host 3 different World Cup opening matches. That's historic. It's never happened before, in 74, in 86, and then they'll be doing it in 2026.
1970.
Yes, 1970, sorry, and then 1986.
And
1970, Brazil won it. 86, Argentina won it. Yes, I remember that game. I've seen excerpts of that game, Mexico versus Soviet Union, a game they won by 1-0. So yes, the Azteca Stadium is one iconic stadium in the history of world football, and they were even discussing it before the draw. So little did they know that it was going to be a repeat of the 2010 fixture between Mexico and South Africa, and it happens coincidentally on the same day, 11th June. So as the draw went by, we were looking at where we will be put, and then I saw Tunisia gone, Senegal gone, Ivory Coast gone, and then which other country? Algeria also gone, then South Africa gone. And we were left with Group A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So Tunisia was in one group. It means we couldn't go there.
Of course, yeah.
Same for Ivory Coast. They had already gone to the Germany group. So it was impossible to see us there because we couldn't have two teams from the same confederation in the same group. So we were left with J and L. And once the fourth team was chosen for J,
you just
we
knew that we were going to
group L. And already at that time we had England there, we had Croatia there, and then Panama was also there. So we moved to the third spot, in that group. Very interesting group. A group with two European powerhouses. Croatia have been very consistent in recent years. Had a smooth World Cup qualifiers in Europe. England have also been dominant, at least in the last World Cup competitions, as well as the last two European championships. So they are also very, very strong. England are not strong by accident. They are strong because they worked for it. They invested a lot in their football, and they've got a mix of young players and then some players who have been there for quite some time, have garnered experience over the period. And Panama were also a rising force, making it to yet another FIFA World Cup. And even though we were lowly ranked in the group, we think that we bring a lot of competition to that group. It gives the group different dynamism. And I was with Thomas Tuchel after the draw when he was granting interviews, and he kept mentioning, talking about the threat of Semenyo, Kudus, the other players in the Premiership. Also threw more light on the fact that recently we lost two players to the Championship in Jordan and Ishao Kufatao. He knows the Ghanaian players very well because he's been working in England for quite some time, coached Chelsea before he took the reins at the national team. For Croatia, they think that meeting an African team is a lot of headache. Especially because we have become very unpredictable in recent times, so it's difficult to plan. But they also have what it takes. Now, one interesting thing is that I was there when the Croatian coach came to me and asked of Asamoah. Apparently, they worked together at Al Ain.
Okay, yes,
some years ago. So he knows Jan very, very well. And then Panama. They may not be a powerful name or household name in world football, but I think they are doing something right. They are also a side that is difficult to predict what they bring to the table. A mix of players who are relatively unknown and then some who are also rising very fast, but they have a very good coach, and Otto knows the coach very well. They worked in Germany together. They know each other. They hugged each other after the draw when we were in the media zone, and they had quite a lengthy conversation. So this is where we are. Preparations are already underway. We've already announced one friendly game that will be played on March 30. Yesterday we were still talking to some of the countries to see if we could have one more before the Germany game. It's possible we'll play a friendly before the Germany game. We want to play two friendlies in the March window.
Okay.
And then in the late May, June window, we'll play at least two more friendlies before we zoom into the tournament proper. So yes, preparation is underway. There will be a series of workshops, seminars, training programs, and what have you in March, and then also late May, and then there will be other visits to the United States to prepare the grounds for the arrival of the team. Already FIFA has given us the options to choose with regards to team hotel, training facilities, and other things that we would need. They have also given us all the logistical demands, and then the final squads will be announced on June 1.
Okay, so June 1 is when everybody has to present the final squad. I saw a quote attributed to you. I just wanted to confirm whether you did say that concerning squad caps or squad limits. What's the number? 23, 26, 28?
We are permitted to send 26, but you are allowed to send less than 26.
Okay, so 26 is the maximum.
Yes.
You can't go above it, but you can mention a squad.
23 to 26.
Great. You mentioned logistics and all of that. For a World Cup, just for clarity, or somebody who may not understand, who shoulders the burden of the logistics? Is it big? Is it FIFA's? Does FIFA
all the
take
training? All the training facilities have logistics.
Okay, so I'm talking
but
about.
you are allowed to also bring in your own logistics.
Okay.
If it is that you have specifics that you want to bring in, but you need clearance from FIFA.
Okay.
So let's say we, after our inspection, if we think that the equipment there is woefully inadequate and we want to send in more equipment, we must make an official request to FIFA. FIFA will also ask us for photographs and other details or information regarding those logistics. They will seek clearance from the immigration or the national authorities in the country of host, because we will be in Canada and USA. So then they will seek special permission from authorities in Toronto and then authorities in Boston and Philadelphia, so we'll be able to be grant full approval for us to send in those logistics.
Wonderful. So prepping for a World Cup, I'm assuming, starts the moment you know your group stage and where you are playing.
The very moment.
Then you start prepping.
So we've been working very hard. I returned on Saturday. I left the president in America. I came back with Alex Asante, and we've been working very, very hard. It's a lot of work. Less sleep, more work. You have one of the things FIFA is trying to do is that they want to ensure that teams do not travel for more than 3 hours. So the distance between the states and the match venues, they just want to make sure that you do not travel more than beyond 3 hours. And then
I noticed the location of all of this: Boston, Philly, and then Toronto. You notice that they are not,
because even when you are traveling from USA to Toronto, it's about 1 hour 20 minutes or 30 minutes or so. Yes, and they are doing same for all the other host countries, and also because the three countries are widely spread out. One decision that the strategic committee in charge of this World Cup also took was that it's the first World Cup with 48 teams, and so every team would have at least 3 days of rest in between matches. So we realize that our first game is on the 19th, second game 24th, third game 27th. So you have at least 3 days of rest to allow the players recover and then also be in a sound mind and good mood to play, because they are coming off a very busy football season in their respective place of stay. So these are some of the basic decisions that FIFA has taken. Another thing they also did was that they decided to put games at kickoff times where the countries that are playing would have their supporters at home, back home. Would have the opportunity to watch the games during peak times. So there are midnight kickoffs. For instance, Scotland, one of their games is at midnight.
Midnight in Scotland.
No, midnight in America.
Midnight in America,
which is peak time in Scotland. Evening time in Scotland, and it came under scrutiny the day after the draw when they were meeting us to review the match schedules. But Gianni Infantino explained that it is for a strategic reason. The reason is that they do not want maybe Ghanaian fans to wake up at 1 a.m. watching Ghana matches. They want Ghanaian fans to stay at 9 p.m. or 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., which makes a lot of sense.
Of course.
So in America, it will be during odd hours. But back home in Ghana, it will be at a very good time for all of us to watch, just to increase the eyeballs and then also patronage.
I see. So meaning that 9 p.m. in Ghana on the east coast of the US will be about 4 p.m., maybe 3 p.m. possibly. I see. Interesting idea that FIFA has shared. Ray, I'm sure you have a question or two.
I want to talk about let's deal with tickets. Yesterday, FIFA announced plans for loyal fans to get a bit of some cash relief in terms of the ticket cost. What's the plan with the FA with regard to the eligibility criteria for those who would qualify for that, and how that whole plan will be rolled out?
Okay, so in terms of ticketing, they came up with 3 different procedures. There was pre-draw ticket sales. As at the time we were going for the draw, over 2 million tickets had been sold. That was pre-draw. And then immediately after the draw, they also open up for interested, supporters to now patronize, because now we know the fixtures anyway, we know the dates, we know the kickoff times. And until yesterday, over 200 million requests had been made. Now, the request does not mean that you have bought the ticket, but you have expressed interest in buying tickets for Ghana, and you want to sit in zone A or zone B or zone C. Then they will sit down and look at it holistically. Now confirm your booking or your request, so you can pay. Then the issue about cost came up, and it wasn't peculiar to Ghana, it was a worldwide thing. So yesterday, the council, they've been in Doha for the past 3 days. The council decided that they want to reward loyal fans, and specifically countries that have qualified for the World Cup. So this price reduction is for only qualified countries.
Okay.
Yes, that's what they call PMAs, participating member associations. So every participating member association will be given a special access. So now the GFA is currently going through processes of securing tickets for loyal Ghanaian fans. Once we complete the process, we will buy the ticket in advance and pay FIFA. So let's say we finish the process and we make a request of 60,000 tickets for all our 3 matches. FIFA will now require that we pay for those tickets, because they wouldn't want the tickets to go waste. It's possible the FA will say, okay, give me 60,000 tickets for Ghanaian fans, but Ghanaian fans may not be up to 60,000. So they want it to be your responsibility to sell those tickets rather than leaving it open. So we began that process on Monday. Today is Wednesday. Yeah. We began that process on Monday. I'm sure we'll finalize everything by close of this week. Once we are through with that arrangement, we will publish on our various platforms for interested Ghanaian fans to now access the ticket through the FA.
Okay.
Yes, through the FA. We would then have already secured the tickets from FIFA. So there will be an access code, blah blah blah, personal details, mode of payment, and all those things. And when you go through the process, you tell us which games you are looking for. You want 5 tickets for England, 2 tickets for Panama, 1 ticket for Croatia. Then you can pay, and we will either give you the electronic access, or if you can come to the FA, you get the physical ticket. So that is also an arrangement we are currently embarking upon. And is it $64 or $65? $60.
Yes, so that's
it's a big relief. Yeah, it's a big relief. Yesterday when I saw the email, I said, oh, so they listened, and they've actually acted on it appropriately. It's good news for our fans.
So help me understand this. I mean, if the FA is supposed to buy the tickets, what numbers would they be working with? How do they arrive at the number of people who would need tickets? How do they arrive?
Especially if you are committing money in advance.
There is always a threshold and a quota by FIFA. So you negotiate between that, because they want England fans to have access, they want Ghanaian fans to have access, and they want neutrals to have access. So there is that allocation. So maybe if it is a 20,000, let's say a 20,000 capacity, FIFA can say 6,000 to England, 6,000 to Ghana, that is 12,000, and then the rest for neutrals and VIPs and other dignitaries. So that's what they do, and they do it for all the matches, having in mind the capacity of all the stadia hosting the World Cup.
Now, based on conversations you've had behind the scenes, how easy or difficult would it be for fans to travel to Canada and USA for this World Cup?
Okay, Raymond, I think it's a very important area. I've been in meetings with the 3 embassies, at least 4 meetings with the 3 embassies. Until the draw, Mexico were also very hopeful of getting Ghana in Mexico, but today we know where we are going. We know we are playing in Toronto, we are playing in Philadelphia, in Boston, and so we'll be in Canada and the USA. So it's now the responsibility of the American embassy and the Canadian embassy to ensure that as many Ghanaians as possible would have access to those 2 countries. The first mode of requirement is your ticket. Your plane ticket doesn't matter. Your accommodation doesn't matter. Your how do you call it, credit on your whatever, your credit card or bank statement doesn't matter.
You need to have a match ticket.
The first thing you need is, as we speak, let's say you show up at the Canadian embassy and you want to go to the World Cup, they would ask you, where is your ticket for Panama versus Ghana?
Okay,
that's requirement number 1, even before accommodation and internal rounds and cash in your pocket and other things come in.
Just to pause on that, the ticket. So if I buy a ticket, is it personalized? Do I have my name on it? I ask because people can try to bend or try and hack the system.
Yes.
So it's personalized. So I have my name.
It has
on
a
the
special
ticket.
code.
Okay.
Yes, it has a special code. So,
which I can pass
but
to
you
some other
cannot.
person.
But you can buy 4, or you can buy 5, or you can buy 6. So you cannot have all the other people you are buying for. But you, being the one purchasing the ticket, your details will be in the system.
Okay, fair.
So, but you are indicating that I am buying 6 tickets, and those special codes come to you. Yes, it doesn't mean you cannot pass it on, but if there is any problem whatsoever, you will be the tracking point because you purchased the ticket on behalf of those people. Let me just chip in this. In Qatar, for instance, the day we played Portugal, some people were arrested because they were doing ticket sales inside the stadium.
Wow.
And they were caught on camera and they were apprehended. So I think that as part of the build-up, we have to intensify some of these things, this education for Ghanaian fans to know that it is not allowed to trade in the stadium. It's not allowed to trade anywhere around the stadium, especially match tickets. If you want to trade match tickets or go into any business with match tickets, do it in your hotel or do it on the streets, do it in the nightclub or the restaurant. Nowhere around the stadium, because you will be arrested, and if care is not taken, you go to jail, because FIFA frowns on duplications and how do you call it?
Ticket
racketeering, yes, if I can put it that way. Ticket racketeering, especially in the lead up to a game, 1 hour, 2 hours. They think you are taking advantage of vulnerable people, and then they also suspect that you are selling it at a higher rate, and so they've got a task force who are responsible. They go around the stadium checking. You see a car going around the stadium, you don't know what their responsibilities are, but before you realize there is a camera on you and they get information that is what you are doing, immediately they will come for you. So I think we need to intensify this education. It's extremely important. You can sell anything. You can sell your replica jersey or your Ghana flag or your wristbands, anything, but not ticket. It's extremely important.
Interesting.
No, so we're still on the visa application.
Yes.
So first tickets.
Match tickets. Okay.
So match tickets. So today I want to visit America, and the reason is because I want to be part of the World Cup. So it means you must show proof of ticket for England, Ghana, and Croatia, Ghana. Number 1. Now, once you show proof of these tickets for these 2 games, your application will be prioritized, because FIFA has gone into agreement with these countries to ensure that ticket holders or ticket bearers have their visa applications prioritized or fast-tracked. So the American embassy may not have dates for interviews, but as soon as you go into their system and then you want to have interview dates, and you can prove to the embassy that you have purchased tickets for England, Ghana, Croatia, Ghana, for which reason you are looking for an interview opportunity, they have to prioritize your application and give you a date for you to show up for your interview for the visa. And that is requirement number one. The other things are peripherals. The other things we already know that you can't just wake up and go to Abuchi. You need to have a place of stay. You need to have money in your pocket. You need to have air ticket, return air ticket. You need to have a passport. You need to have, if you are married and you are going with your wife, you need to show proof of marriage and all of that. So those are peripherals. But the number one priority is a certified FIFA match ticket.
Now, for some of us, myself, Nathan, Imota, Fly, Senna, who would possibly have our own way of taking care of ourselves if we travel to the World Cup, the supporter groups, the supporters.
The embassy doesn't know about that.
No. So the supporters groups, how are they going to be taken care of in terms of, right from visa acquisition to ticket acquisition to lodging and all the flights involving all the flights you would have to take to go and support the stars? What's the plan for that group?
Well,
that bigger group.
Honestly, we haven't. Okay, so since I came to the FA, we've had only one World Cup. 3 years ago, or say 4 years ago in Qatar, we were not 100% involved in supporter group traveling to the World Cup. I think it's normally a government business. Government of the day handle those things. I know that the foreign minister is working very hard with the acting high commissioner. They've had meetings. He's met them at least twice. He's also met the Canadian ambassador. There have been series of interdiplomatic meetings between Ghana and these missions, and I think such discussions have come up. As we speak, nobody can tell the position of government regarding transport of supporter groups to the World Cup. So it is quite a delicate area that needs special attention. Once a decision is taken and the FA's assistance or view is sought in that regard, maybe we will also make further consultations and advice so that we all come clean, in that area.
What about media? Is the FA providing any assistance, support in that regard? I ask because the conversation around you speak to some journalists. Some people argue that
it's a very important.
Yeah, some people argue. Some people argue that who goes is determined by the FA. Some people say no, I can apply, get FIFA accreditation and go. Henry, you've worked in this process before. Usually, how does it play out for journalists who want to go and cover the World Cup?
So there are 3 different categories of journalists when it comes to the World Cup. We have the FIFA World Cup broadcast right holders. We have the FIFA World Cup non-broadcast right holders. And then written press and photographers are also in one bracket.
Okay.
So 3.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we are all journalists and we are all, information or news carriers, but we are categorized differently.
Yeah.
So the first one, which is the FIFA World Cup broadcast right holders, are those who are of major priority, who are of major significance to FIFA, because they bring the information to the doorstep of you and I.
Okay.
We get to watch the games on TV. We get to hear about it on radio. We get to hear about it on social media, other platforms, because of the broadcast right holders.
Okay.
And they are different in each country. They are dealt with differently depending on your geographical location and what you bring to the table. So let's say Sporty FM is a FIFA World Cup broadcast right holder, or maybe the Sporty Group. So Nathan, Raymond, Immortal, Abigail, the gentlemen in your production room, your social media team will be dealt with differently. They will be dealt with as broadcast right holders. So when you present your list of journalists covering the tournament, and there are 200, it's possible all of them will be granted accreditation because you are a broadcast right holder. Okay. You are a priority to FIFA. The accreditation that you have is different from the non-broadcast right holder. Access zones for the broadcast right holder is completely different from the non-broadcast right holder. For instance, the broadcast right holder has access to zone 1, which is the pitch, zone 2, dressing room, zone 3, mix zone, and media areas, other areas, because you are carrying out a special duty or function. So you need access to all these areas. Now the non-broadcast right holder, which is maybe a radio station in my village, Esuboy, they don't have the right to broadcast any of the games, but they can work around the tournament to bring information to their consumers or listeners or whatever. They also have a channel to make their application. As we speak, no TV station or radio station in Ghana has announced that they have secured the rights for the World Cup. Okay. So let's say all of us are non-broadcast right holders.
As things stand.
Yes. If we wake up tomorrow and Sporty has secured the rights, you will be treated differently. Yes, that will be different. So as things stand, all of us are non-broadcast right holders.
Okay.
Your channel of securing accreditation is different. Even the color of your accreditation is different. Access zones is different. There are things you can't do. There are images you can't post. Your social media pages will easily be disabled if you post certain videos. So as soon as you secure the rights, it comes with those limitations or restrictions or guidelines. Even the PMA, the Participating Member Association, there are certain videos you can post. There are certain areas you cannot access, especially match day -1. Match day -1 is the cocoa period for FIFA. They do a whole lot with the match day -1 activities, which is why it is compulsory for the coach to speak. Which is why now, based on the initial conversations we have had, they even want the training grounds to be accessed by as many media men as possible. Now they are telling us to make at least 4 players available on match day -1
for interviews, for media obligations.
Yeah. Now they are telling us that only the head coach will go for the pre-match, but when the media come to the training grounds for the match day -1 training, we must make 4 players available for 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, and then they are gone to different media, because now not mostly some speak Portuguese, German, Spanish, French. Yeah. So depending on which media houses or broadcast holders are available at your training ground match day -1, ensure that players speak to them at all costs. Again, now they want to tell us, they are telling us that is a proposal we haven't finalized, but is a key thing that was discussed during the media and marketing workshop. They are also telling us that in the course of the week, after you have played your first match, during that 3-day grace period, ensure that every day, during that 3-day period, every day within that interval, days within that interval, you make players speak to the press. So now they are opening access. But FIFA says, do it, but we will not control it. We want to see it. We want to ensure that you are doing it. You can do it at your own,
but
convenient time.
Interviews must
but we must see it.
Okay.
We want to see it. My colleagues from England kicked against it. The guys from Germany, Croatia, all the top nations, because they are saying that if you are asking me to bring 26 players to a tournament and every day, every training ground, 3 of them or 4 of them must speak, it means that by the time we finish the tournament, if I am in the final, it means I will be recycling the players. And there are some players who naturally do not know how to speak.
Yeah.
So you are now going to compel every player to speak. It was debated for close to 2 hours in the workshop. So the in the end, FIFA's decision is that okay, it's just a proposal, it's the first workshop. We'll be back in March. Once we come in match, we will debate again and conclude. So after match, we will all be on the same page. We know what our responsibilities are as PMAs, and then FIFA's marketing team will also be, and media operations team will also be expecting us to do exactly that. Now, so I've spoken about 2 accreditations.
Yes.
Okay.
Right holders,
and non-right holders. The third one is print media, online journalists, and photographers. Print media, online journalists, and photographers is not controlled by FIFA. It's controlled by the PMS.
Okay. Print media,
online and photographers.
Okay.
It's not controlled by FIFA. You go through the FIFA route, like broadcast right holder and non-broadcast right holder.
So non-broadcast right holders will likely include radio,
radio, yes, us, like our platform.
Yeah.
If we are non-broadcast right holders, we are on the FIFA media channel, and we want to apply for accreditation. You go through that route. Broadcast right holders is completely different. As soon as you secure the rights, the lead will now present the list to FIFA that these are my team of members who will be covering the tournament. Please provide accreditation for them.
Okay.
So they send you the lead. Say Nathan is the lead. Nathan is representing Sporty Group. So Nathan says, FIFA, this is my team of journalists, social media guys, photographers, blah blah blah, covering the 2026 World Cup. They need accreditation.
So that group will then contain, it could be a mix of different people, radio,
but they are all classified under your umbrella. Everything. But
we get all
you
of that
get
because
all of that because you are a broadcast right holder.
That's understandable.
Yes. So you send the list, photos, passport copies, everything to FIFA. When they arrive in America, they go to the accreditation center and they take the accreditation straight. But it is also part of the processes of securing visas for these journalists. So they can take the soft copy to the embassy just to prove that they have been accredited for the World Cup. So that is broadcast and then non-broadcast.
And then
now, the third category is online written press and then photographers. That comes to the FA. So as I sit here, it's possible that I will open my email and FIFA has sent me an email that you have 50 slots, you have 20 slots specifically for written press and photographers. Now it is they qualify. So now it is the responsibility of the FA to ensure that people who fall within this category or area of specialty are given access codes to access the accreditation, send their details to FIFA for FIFA to accredit them. It is one thing that I hammered on during the workshop in Washington. 4 years ago or 3 years ago, we were given only 10 slots. Only 10. And I felt it was woefully inadequate because in our situation, we do not have the economic muscle to have as many broadcast right holders as possible. So normally, the broadcast right holders assist other journalists from the other media houses to secure accreditation. When I was at GBC, I assisted a lot of colleagues through that route. I just went to my boss, George Lomote, and said, boss, let's help them. Because without that, they can't go to the World Cup. 2006, 2010, 2014, I helped a number of colleagues. So we submit their details as though they are working with GBC, so they are part of the list. So I argued and said, if you are giving me a PMA that has qualified for the World Cup, 10 slots, then you are shortchanging me. Then it means that you are limiting my wings because I do not have enough. I do not have enough media to propagate my agenda. And also, one thing that hurt was that some other countries in Africa who did not make it to the last World Cup in Qatar even had more numbers than us. I won't mention the country, but they had 50.
I think I know the country.
They had 50. We had 10. And it was very, very unfortunate. But their defense was that, oh, your journalists, when they go to tournament, immediately after Ghana exit, they are out of the country. Oh, your journalists, when they come to tournament, we don't feel their presence because the stories they do are not, heavy enough to gain the needed traction we are looking for. So these are the concerns that also came up. So maybe from my part, we now have to look into how to be more impactful in FIFA organized competitions. Another thing, oh, your journalists, they don't attend tournaments. They only come when Ghana is playing in the tournament. You get me? So, for instance, the recent FIFA Under-17 World Cup, I didn't see any Ghanaian journalists there.
Kelvin was there.
Kelvin was there. Kelvin was not there to cover the tournament. He was there on a different mission.
Oh, he was there to cover the
No.
Kelvin was there to cover
But imagine the whole Ghana, only one person, Kelvin.
But the point is that, Henry, I understand you, but you think
These are the concerns they raised. But I also had to defend my people and say, okay, so what would be my interest to cover a tournament without Ghana?
Yes. So a lot of media houses.
What would be the interest of my company to pay so much money for me to travel that distance, pocket money, accommodation, feeding, internal rounds, and all of that when Ghana is not there? What would be the interest of corporate Ghana to sponsor me to such a place? So that was the defense that I also put up. But at the end of the day, we are looking for more numbers. I pray they give us more numbers. So 10, if it is that we get more, hallelujah. But I don't think it will be anything less because we are making it back to back, for the first time since 06, 010, and then 2014 because we missed 018. Maybe I also felt that because we missed 2018, it affected our numbers in 2022. But now that we are making it back to back, it should reflect positively on the numbers that we get for the tournament. So those are the 3 key accreditation areas for us. I don't know where you fall.
We'll be knocking on your doors for the 3rd category.
You see, okay, so unfortunately, Raymond may not qualify.
Why?
And Nathan may not qualify. Okay, so the reason is that when I give you access code, you must input your company details.
Yeah.
And your personal details. And as soon as your company details interfere with a radio station or a TV station, you are classified as a non-broadcast holder. Okay. So you cannot use that route.
Okay.
So you should be a proper written press. Graphic, Ghanaian Times, maybe this online. Proper written press.
Okay, so that category is reserved.
Yes.
And then all others can apply through
the broadcast and non-broadcast right holder route. Yes.
Now, still on fan travel, because as Immortal will say, this is a very important World Cup for Ghanaians.
Important World Cup. Yes. Not for Croats or the English.
No. Immortal says that in 5 years' time we'll see the results.
Oh, really?
Whatever he means.
Whatever he means by that.
Shebrez is up for World Cup.
Now, somewhere in November, the GFA and NLA rolled out a bonanza.
That's the World Cup bonanza, yes.
In partnership with Rambell.
Yeah.
How far have you gone with that, Raphael? And how come we haven't heard so much about that, Raphael, ever since the launch? We've not heard.
Okay, so we were supposed to have 5 different draws.
Okay.
At different time zones, or different time intervals.
Okay.
The last draw is on the 6th. It coincides with our Independence Day celebration, 6th March.
Okay.
As we speak, 2 draws have already been held. Yes, 2 draws. The NLA conducts draws normally on Sundays. And these events are on UTV and 1 other platforms.
There's the World Cup bonanza draw.
Yes.
Wow. Nathan, have you seen it?
No, I need to be on the
So it's not the normal NLA product.
It's not okay.
It's not the normal NLA product. Okay. So it's not like the Saturday it's not like a normal NLA product where it is being done. It's been in existence for 50, 60, 70 years. That you can track. Okay. But this is just a program for a very short period of time. Okay, so those who are selected by the 6th, where the last draw will be held, they will all be put together. Like, I think they said they were taking how many people?
220.
220.
Lucky 220.
Yes. So all those 220 people will be brought together, and then NLA, GFA, and Rumble will begin the process of assisting them to secure visas. By that time, they might have had access to tickets for all of them, because that is a prerequisite. You need access for tickets, so you must secure tickets for all the 220. You must secure accommodation for all the 220. You must secure transport arrangement, air tickets, and then all those things for all the 220, and present them at the embassy for visa. Now, if it is that any of them does not secure the visa, the person reserves the right to pass it on.
Okay.
So Raymond won the raffle, but Raymond went to the embassy. He couldn't secure the visa because of reason 1 or 2. Raymond reserves the right to pass on his slot to Nathan.
Okay.
Then we will try again for Nathan.
Okay.
To secure a visa for Nathan.
Right.
If Nathan succeeds, voila. If Nathan doesn't succeed, and we still have time to go, because we don't control the number of days it takes for an embassy to issue a visa, and we still have time. Let's say we are in April, and the second attempt also fails to materialize, and we still have time to go for the tournament. We will try again. Then you and Nathan will say, okay, we were not successful. Give it to my daughter, for my daughter to go, and we will try until such a time that all the processes have been exhausted and it cannot happen again.
Okay, you know, my concern is that for an initiative like this, where you have lots of Ghanaians wanting to go to Canada, USA, and Mexico,
Why you mentioned
the PR around it hasn't been massive. So there are draws. Honestly, I've not seen any draw. I don't even know how to play to enter the draw. In fact, at the launch, we saw lots of influencers. I've not seen a single influencer even promote the Lucky 220.
Okay.
The World Cup Bonanza. Like, it's almost as if there's something that's supposed to send fans to the World Cup.
Yeah.
But nobody seems to know about it. There's no light on there. We've not shown light on this particular initiative. Why so?
Well, it's
maybe you'd have to help us. Maybe you'd have to help us.
It's not an FA product 100%. It's a product that belongs to 3 different entities. So maybe the NLA. I keep forgetting the name.
NLA boss.
No. Not the boss. The other company.
Rumble,
Rumble,
yes.
yeah.
And the FA need to team up. This is a major concern. It's a very good feedback. After the show, I will bring it to their attention. But we facilitated it because we are the career of football, or we are the managers of football. We have to look at it again and look at the PR aspect and see how impactful it is, and the message, whether the message is, making inroads and going down to the ordinary folk for them to patronize the product. If that is not happening, then it means something is amiss, and we need to take a look at it again. So thanks for this feedback. I will take it to the 2 entities for us to have a look at the strategy again.
I think that's fine. But my final question. I'm sure you saw Callum Hudson-Odoi over the weekend.
What is this?
I
Nathan.
always watch you.
Yes, and Neil Ante van der Poel has made a very strong suggestion. He says, look, we need Hudson-Odoi in KTR because of England. So we have 3 games, yes, but
England is not the only country who play.
No, we have 3 games, but he makes the point. Nathan, give me the headline again. He makes the point that, well,
I've listened to him.
Because of England, I heard it. I mean, it's even important to have.
He said psychologically,
exactly.
He faces them every weekend in the English.
Have there been talks about getting these players to switch nationality to play for Ghana?
Which players?
Nketiah and Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Why them?
No, so these are the 2 that come to mind immediately.
For you?
For me. So are there talks to have these 2 players switch nationality?
I think when we approached Jiku in 2020, we didn't announce until the process was done. When we approached Daniel Kofiche, same. We approached.
But when you approach Atakon, we heard of it.
No, you didn't hear of it. you knew about it because of the challenges we had with FIFA, because the process delayed and it took quite a while.
Talking about that, is that process done?
I think he should be fine. Yeah, I think he should be fine. The FIFA regulation is explicit. The responsibility is on the MA to ensure that the player is from that country. You know, Nigeria have lodged a protest.
Yes, I was about to say that we don't want any Nigeria DRC situation.
And come to think of it, is the very reason why we did not play him against Chad and Mali.
Yeah.
We did not want to take any risk, because in the heat of the moment, once you take a risk, win the game, and your opponent
files a protest,
it could jeopardize everything you have done, in the entire qualification period. So we decided to just withdraw him and rather complete the process well, hear from FIFA, know that everything is done, then he can play. And this FA, not this FA as in this administration, but this FA as in the FA that has been in existence over the years, in the last 60 plus years. We've been switching nationalities a lot, from Charles Whittle to Tony Bafu to all of them. We've done quite a lot. So yes, we know the process. So just to answer your question, Raymond, I will say that whoever is playing well and has the quality, capacity, and competence to represent the nation deserve a place, in the Black Stars. Every Ghanaian. Once you are a Ghanaian and you are playing well, you have the quality, and you have what it takes to improve the team, you can be scouted and added to the team. But as I sit here, I don't call the shots when it comes to who plays and who doesn't play.
Okay.
I'm not part of the decision-making process. The best you can do, for instance, the first time I saw Semenyo at Bristol City, I was talking to the vice president. When we returned from Mali after the botched AFCON tournament, I was talking to the vice president, Mr. Makado. He was then the vice chairman the chairman of the Black Stars Management Committee. We spoke, and then he said, "Have you seen this player?" And I said, "No." So he gave me the lead. Then I did my own research, spoke to some colleagues in England, got information about Antoine. They sent some videos. We saw some videos on YouTube as well. We contacted his club. They granted us access to speak to the player. We contacted his parents. The player said he's ready. He's willing to come and play for us. So we went through the process and we got him.
Okay.
So it's like that with every player who is of Ghanaian descent, who has the quality to improve our team. So I do not want to narrow it down or zero in on the two players.
Okay.
But it goes beyond just the two players.
But do these players fall in the pool you are looking at the moment?
I don't know, because I am not on the technical team. No. I'm not among the coaching staff.
No, but this goes beyond the World Cup.
Yeah. It's a project.
It goes beyond. It's a project. So
I can say that the only thing I can say is that we have approached the two players before. We have approached them before.
Okay, you've approached them before.
Or we approached them in the past.
Okay.
And I was part of the process, because I am always with Otto having discussions and what have you. When decisions of this nature or issues of this nature comes up, he brings me in, because I need to have a full understanding of what is happening and the processes and all of that. So I'll be able to appreciate the issue and speak to the issue well. But as we speak, he hasn't had that discussion with me, and I don't know his position on these two players. And also at the administrative side, I haven't had that discussion with the president, the vice, or Black Stars Management Committee. So I am unable to delve deeper.
Okay.
Even though I can confirm that years ago we contacted them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, my final question.
You said that previously.
Oh no.
he has the final.
Now, there are still a few issues with the team.
Yeah.
Laterals, fullbacks, and all.
Yeah.
What's the plan? What's the plan of the coach to properly deal with the problems we have on our, right back and left back in defense? All of those positions, and even in the center of the pitch.
Yeah.
Has the coach discussed any plans of boosting the squad with some players maybe we don't know?
Yeah.
Maybe from the local scene, or players, maybe we call it certain players who have been in the team for some in the past. What's the plan to deal with those problematic areas?
I think we, just as you've noticed that there are issues, we are also very much aware. And so you realize that in recent times he's handed call-ups to a number of defenders. It is an area that is of great concern to all of us, which is why Derrick Cohn was brought in. Which is why the young boy at Nice, Kojo Pepra-Opong, was brought in. Which is why the gentleman at FC Basel, what's the name? Jonas Ajete, was brought in. Clearly, that should tell you or confirm the notion that the technical team is aware that we've got issues, especially when Jiku is unavailable, maybe when Salisu is not unavailable. At this point, based on consistency and results, they've been our best pair in the heart of defense. But whenever one is not available, we are always in trouble. Unfortunately, the national team, you do not have the luxury of training sessions, games every weekend, so you are unable to test until you get things done. Maximum number of games outside qualifiers is maybe 4. In recent times, because of fixture congestion, we play more games, but it is an area that is of significance and importance to us, and we want to improve. I have been talking to some of the senior players. Some of the senior players that I have a good rapport and relationship with. They talk about it. They discuss it. It's of great concern. The other day I was talking to the captain, and he said, "Charlie, Henry, my only problem is if we fix the defense, Charlie, nobody go beat us." So it tells you that he's also concerned about. That particular area where sometimes injuries take out our best players, but we have to find means to get other alternatives who are quality enough to step in when our first choice or our main options are unavailable. So Raymond, yes, we are working a lot. I don't know where those materials will come from. If it comes from the local league, voila. And speaking of this same issue, Kamaradini Mamadou, the medium right back, he had a long shot with the national team. Long shot until we played Nigeria in the Unity Cup, where you were there with us. He didn't have too good a game, so after the first half he was withdrawn, but he has had a long shot with the team. It is for the same reason why last year there is this young boy at Samatex, left back, Isaac Afo. Yes, he was also given a long shot, because every time you want to try maintain a certain core, players in the team and see how they will adapt and fine-tune themselves to adjust to the system. But after 1 or 2 games, when you are still not convinced, you do not have the time. So maybe you'll be forced to change. Maybe you're forced to bring in another player. That is the difficulty with national teams. But we've had a number of players who have come in and out of the team because of this particular reason. And I just want to hope that in March, when we play the 2 games, and then later in late May and June when we play another 2 games, we will be able to fix this problem. And I don't care where the player comes from, provided the player has the quality to improve the team, we should be fine.
Anyway,
Nathan,
we'll pause on that.
But I'm very interested in the lucky 220.
I will pass on your
please let them know, so that it's more public, so people can know. Because you see, and Henry, you know this as well as I do. Once people don't know, and at the end we say, people,
it's like
they start to speculate.
It's like the first day you met your wife.
Yes.
if you were sitting in the dark with her and then you were winking.
Of course, no. She had to see my face.
She must look into your eyes and say, I feel the connection,
And because you have 2 brands of national nature on it.
Yeah, of course.
Whatever happens,
The FA and the NLA.
it will come back to you because nobody knows.
Ramble, yes.
But we
mention
know
the
NLA, we know GF.
They know the GF.
So you should be very concerned.
People start to speculate and all kinds of stories get out of hand.
All right.
But anyway, Henry, thank you so much for your time. You've been gracious with your time.
I left my bed early today.
Oh yes.
we do appreciate it. We do appreciate it.
Immortal after the show, we'll make sure you are taken care of up there.
Where is that?
Up there.
Up there.
Up there.
Up there.
Oh, there is up there.
Yeah, up there. You see, when you drive up there, you see there's a big house there.
Okay.
We'll do that.
So we'll go past the traffic light?
Yeah, the traffic
Yes,
light. Then
after
you go
the
inside.
traffic
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Immortal, make sure everything is
I will be on standby.
Henry, thank you so much. The final thing though we would ask is that we would love when is Otto available or he's gone away?
He's not in town.
Okay, whenever it is he comes out, we would love to sit and have a chat with Otto. I just wanna.
I want the FA president.
No problem. I mean that's fine. We can get that.
we want to have the FA
It's
president.
Otto I want to have a chat with. I just want to ask him a couple of questions concerning the World Cup qualifying run.
Okay.
I'd want to ask him a few specific things.
I want the president.
No problem.
The FA president.
When he
I want
comes,
to-
I'm trying to arrange another series of engagement with him locally.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to do one outside and then here in Ghana. Recently, we did one after the qualifiers.
yeah.
I think it went well. I like the feedback. I would like to do one more. Hopefully, maybe after the Christmas break when he comes back, we'll look into it. And once I fix the date, I'll get you informed.
Wonderful.
But we want the FA president too.
Yes, we want.
But we want to take a few-
Unfortunately, I am not 100% in control because he travels a lot these days. We went to the States. He's now in Qatar.
Yeah.
He will come back to Morocco for AFCON.
Yeah.
And I don't know where he's
But we are
next.
ready to meet him anyway.
Eh,
Yeah,
okay.
ready to meet him.
Okay.
I mean,
That's fine. But now it shouldn't be a problem.
yeah.
we'll-
Henry, our colleague Michael Asaibedu is on. I don't know if Michael, are you still on?
No, Michael is gone.
Oh, Michael is muted. I don't know whether he has a question, but let's see if he's still on. If Michael is on, I'm sure he would like
Michael,
to ask.
I like that young man.
Yeah, Michael.
Brilliant boy.
Yes, he is.
You know, he was once with me at EIB.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are trying to get Michael's
Okay, so-
connection. Michael is on. Michael, can you hear me? Yes, we can hear you and we can see you now. Henry Asante Twum is here. Do you have a question or two for him before we let him go?
Well, Mr. Hart, good morning.
Yeah, morning, Michael.
Yeah, but I trust everything is well.
We thank God.
Okay, so there's been much talk about the Hatsinodois, the Dinketiers. We've not yet had a stance from the FA officially concerning this development. I don't know. What would the FA do about this? Integrating such players into the national team. Is there a chance they can be drafted into it or anything like that? I will want to hear from the FA regarding this.
Well, let me say that is one of the issues we have discussed already. But it's important to deal with issues without looking at specifics in situations like this. Yes, we believe in the quality of Hudson Odoi and Eddie Nketiah, which is why we contacted them some years ago, and wanted them to play for us. So it's not as if their quality is in doubt whatsoever. But at this point, it is important to do a holistic scouting rather than specifics, or rather than zeroing in on only two individuals. First, they are active players. Secondly, they are top quality players who can improve our team, and then finally, they have the competence and the quality to come in and make us better. But in the end, the technical team or the coaching staff call the shot. It's not the decision of maybe the FA president or the vice president to say, take this player or that player at all costs. We have to look at what they bring to the team and how they will improve the team and whether they even fit into the philosophy of the coach. You know, because we shouldn't only be looking at, 2026 World Cup and we are done. No. Beyond 2026, Are they willing to continue? Will they still be available? Are they sure that they will be ready to fit into the African game? Because the World Cup is not an African thing. The African Cup of Nations is an African thing. How sure are we that they have the quality to fit into our system and all of that? So I think that if it is the decision that these players come in from the coaching angle, from the technical team angle, and they feel that this is the time to bring them in, I'll only be here to confirm or to talk about the reasoning behind it. But at this point, nothing of such a sort has been done. No such decision has been made. And so we just have to wait and see what happens.
Michael, are you on?
Yeah, I'm on.
Wonderful.
I'm still on. And then this will be the final one. 2022, I saw an approach from the FA that included some local coaches, which had to do with Prosper Natogum. They were part of the team that went to Qatar, and it helped them in terms of the exposure. They were also given the opportunity to learn firsthand from the technical team that we assembled. Is there a similar plan for the local coaches here? Maybe let's say at the end of this season, the best local coach or the coach that wins the Ghana Premier League will be part of the traveling contingent to the USA, Mexico, and Canada, so that that coach can also learn firsthand from the technical team. Is that something that the FA will likely consider?
Okay. Michael, after the draw, this would be the last thing on your list to think about at this particular moment. Yes, I want to commend the executive council for that singular decision to pick coaches along to go and study or go and learn something at the World Cup. I think Desmond Ofe was one of them at that time. Today he's the assistant coach of the team. Who knows what he may have picked up from that opportunity in Qatar 3 years ago. So I think that decision was good. But at this point, Michael, after the draw, the key areas we have actually focused on has been the hospitality area for our team, training areas for our team, hotels for our team, friendly matches for our team. Any other thing that has to do with, the administrative side will be discussed later. So at this point, the FA hasn't taken any decision in that regard. But it's good you have brought it up. Maybe I'll chip it in when I go back to the office and then see how it goes. But once we did the first one, which went well, I'm sure they would like to do it one more time.
I think finally, I said final question, but let me add this. You went to the USA with the team that went for the draw. I believe there were certain things that you were taking through aside the draw regarding the World Cup and everything around it. We had this issue with the Ghanaian media at the last African Cup of Nations, where certain actions from the media portrayed Ghana differently, and it didn't speak so well about the Ghanaian media in terms of how we conducted ourselves. Would there likely be a workshop that the FA will organize, take the Ghanaian media through the do's and don'ts of the FIFA World Cup 2026 to guard against a repeat of what we witnessed at the last African Cup of Nations?
Very, very important question, Michael. Thank you. Maybe we'll look at it, but that will be capital intensive anyway. Looking at the media landscape and the amount of people involved, can you do a one-off workshop in Accra? And what happens to those in the Northern Belt? Do you have to, separate the country into three regions and say you are doing the western side, the eastern side, the northern side, or maybe the eastern, western, central, greater Accra in one zone, and maybe BA and then the 3 northern regions in another zone together with Ashanti region. But we will look at it personally. Before the last World Cup in Qatar, I through one of the media platforms, and then also a very famous brand, they organized some workshops. It was privately organized though, and I took the initiative to go there and speak to some of our colleagues. I think our conduct in Qatar was okay, but in Cote d'Ivoire it wasn't the best. Already we are struggling with numbers because FIFA has concerns regarding the way we patronage their competitions, which I've spoken about, and is the reason why every time we struggle for accreditation in FIFA tournaments. But it is good. I like your thoughts. We will look at it. Maybe we can organize it with SWAG or maybe GJA for our members. So thank you for bringing it up. We will discuss and see how it goes.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Hart, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, and enjoy your day. We'll speak on the other side.
Michael, thank you. Henry, thank you once again. Ray, thank you. Yes.
Big shout out to Aminu Shado. He's been listening. He's been listening to the conversation.
Oh, really?
What's Aminu saying?
He's threatening me as usual. So
why is he threatening? For what? What did you say?
As for Aminu, we have our own fight.
Did you say something before I came?
No, he did. So I'm wondering.
So maybe that's Arias.
No, you and Aminu. When we were in Korea. When we were in Korea, we were discussing.
I remember.
That morning when we were discussing, was it the Abu?
Semenyo,
The Semenyo.
I remember.
Aminu,
You were
and you see, Rainbow the worry. Rainbow be bad boy.
So I was just saying that you have repented. So he's
So when did
get
you
back.
Oh,
And what did you
what is today's date?
Today is the 17th.
And what says the time?
It's
10:23.
And Raymond repents.
It says, yeah.